And it's been a rainy and wintry end to the work week today. As you can see right now from our NewsWatch 12 weather cam network, snow is making for slow and hazardous travel in our higher elevations. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Rocky Walker.
And I'm Samantha Cadera. Tim and Haley are out tonight, but winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories remain in place for parts of the region.
Now let's check in with Storm Tracker 12 Chief Meteorologist Matt Hoffman. What's it looking like? What should we expect?
Well, now that we have gone into the evening hours, we're starting to see those road conditions getting a bit worse out there. Winter storm warnings above 5,000 feet for the Cascades and Siskiyous, as well as higher elevations, especially above 4,000 feet east of the Cascades and down in Siskiyou County under a winter weather advisory there in the purple. These alerts continue through 10 a.m. tomorrow, so we're still going to have some snow and wind impacting travel even overnight into tomorrow morning. Additional snowfall accumulations expected. Take a look at the roads right now. The snow coming down at Lake of the Woods along 140. We've also seen some snow up at Siskiyou Summit. Those roads could get a little bit more slippery as we get deeper into this evening and tonight. Black Butte Summit not looking too bad for I-5. Snow on the east side. We are seeing snow-covered roads along 97 at Chemult and then 140 at Quartz Mountain Pass. Also kind of hard to see now, but Snowman Summit very snowy along Highway 89 down in Siskiyou County. Now notice we've seen a little bit of the rain and snow kind of dwindling a bit, not as widespread coverage and intensity with the rain and snow, but I do expect things to uptick when it comes to rain and snow overnight tonight. So we're not done just yet. Snow levels will settle to around 4,000 feet or so, down to 39 for a low in Medford. We'll see more additional rain, down to 33 in Klamath Falls for an overnight low. So do expect some dicey and difficult travel through our Cascade passes overnight. There will be some improvements into tomorrow afternoon as we see the rain and snow taper off. Otherwise cloudy and chilly for tomorrow afternoon on your Saturday. I'll talk more about your weekend forecasts and details on more very active weather as we head into next week coming up in just a bit.
Thank you, Matt. And while some businesses in the Rogue Valley are struggling to stay afloat, one local nonprofit is just getting started in their new building.
NewsWatch 12's Tim Kudadama shows us how Talent Maker City is there to help.
Just months after Talent Maker City moved into a new building here in Talent, we're already seeing the wide-ranging impacts the organization is making on the community.
It's been busy and exciting, and we feel lucky every day.
The nonprofit's maker space is home to workshops for woodworking, ceramics, screen printing, and more for a wide variety of community members.
What's different about Talent Maker City is that it's embedded in a community, but it accesses a much, much larger community.
While I was there, students from the Phoenix Talent School District were learning how to 3D print, and members of SOU's Osher Lifelong Learning Institute, or OLLI program, were wrapping up their ceramics course. While some local businesses have been announcing their closures, TMC's Makerspace is just getting started. Along with its variety of classes and workshops, the nonprofit will soon offer more classes focused on helping small businesses locally. The goal, to help revitalize a city that was devastated by the Alameda fire in 2020. At the same time, TMC is still fundraising to repay its own construction loan, just a little more than $1 million left in that goal.
A lot of gratitude for our community for getting us to this spot, and we're really excited to continue making with people in the next year.
In Talent, I'm Tim Kudadama.
And while there's rain in the air today in Jackson County, you may have also seen some smoke.
Yeah, I was actually able to go take a look into the pile burns that they're doing today. They're preparing our community for fire season. Throughout cities in Jackson County, today is the day where all the brush that could catch fire in the summer gets burnt. You may think with the rain it's a bad timing, but you might be surprised to know that it's actually the ideal conditions.
The fuel moisture levels have increased to the surroundings, so that way it's safer to do. We can do more controlled burning.
With the air sending smoke away and rain keeping the ground air fresh, they're getting as much pile burned as they can this weekend.
We're hoping to get 140 acres done today.
Creating a defensible space in your home is the last line of defense. But the work being done now is to make sure flames can't even get that close to the town.
This got a protection area around the city, as we call the moat around the castle. This is what's protecting us from a severe fire impinging on the city from outside.
In Jackson County, I'm Rocky Walker reporting.
And 1 week after a car drove into the Palms Cafe in Central Point, they've announced they're opening their new door tomorrow. You might remember from last week, a customer drove into the front door after having pedal issues. No one was seriously injured, but the business was left with significant damage. The restaurant repaired the floors, built a new wall, and completed electrical work while still doing curbside orders.
Oregon 4th District Representative Val Hoyle says the new year is off to a good start, picking up where 2024 left off with an emphasis on the South Coast and the ship-to-rail project. In late October, the Port of Coos Bay Infrastructure Improvement Project received 2 federal funding commitments, totaling $55 million. Hoyle says the project is proof lawmakers, regardless of their party affiliation, can work together.
We have support from Republicans and Democrats across the country because we need to invest in our supply chain. J.D. Vance, the new vice president, he's aware of the project, right, and understands the need to invest in our supply chain. So we're hopeful that we can keep this project moving forward.
Hoyle says because of the $55 million in federal grants, there is now private interest to match the millions of dollars needed to bring 8,000 desperately needed jobs to the area. And games are getting underway on this Friday night. NewsWatch 12 has you covered for high school basketball.
Joining us live from Cascade Christian High School is NewsWatch 12 Sports' Luke Doughton. Luke, you talked to our Game of the Week team. How'd it go?
Rocky, Sam, we'll get to Game of the Week in just a second. Right now, it's halftime here at the girls' game at Cascade Christian. The Challengers off to a hot start, but the Bruins getting a little bit of momentum going into half. But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about Game of the Week. Ashland traveling up to Thurston. It's going to be a tough matchup for them this week. They're 2-3 in conference play this year, but they're getting better and better. Their energy guys, that's JoJo Harrower on the offensive end and Diego Hernandez on the defensive end. Those are the guys that really get that team going on both sides. And for Harrower, whether he's creating his own shot or making that extra pass, he was the quarterback for Ashland as well, so you know he's good at that. But both of these seniors, they have a lot of experience, but they're also learning some new things in their senior season.
I've learned more, like I've known these guys my whole life, but I've learned more about them like these last 2 years with Arnie as our coach.
I think that helps us like build chemistry because me and Joe have known each other for a long time and we've been playing basketball for a long time together.
And I'll be back at 6:45 with more from that Ashland team. But remember, tonight, 11:15, round ball wrap. If you're a fan of high school basketball, you won't want to miss it. Live at Cascade Christian, I'm Luke Doughton.
Now, Luke, you look like you're having a great time. A class at Roosh Outdoor Community School is running a fundraiser this week for those affected by the fires in Southern California. The cash donations help support World Central Kitchen, which has been providing meals to impacted residents and firefighters in the state. We talked to one student and a parent about why the fundraiser matters.
I think it's absolutely incredible, especially since all of us still have memories of a few years ago and watching fires affect our community. So watching them be able to do it. And Emma was on the phone with one of my customers when I was working from home who was affected by the wildfires, and so it kind of gave her a bit more motivation.
Students have raised over $700 with a goal to hit $902.72, which is the area code for the Palisades.
And this weekend, Medford becomes a winter wonderland with Winter in Candyland. It's a free event for the whole family. Families can stroll through a life-sized Candyland village featuring everything from Lollipop Lane to Ice Cream Island, complete with fun activities at every stop.
Have been doing this in order to provide an opportunity for families to ignite their imagination and to have them play with their children. So the entire Candyland concept actually doesn't have anything to do with candy. It's really that if a family plays Candyland with their child for at least 20 minutes a week, they'll in essence be ready for kindergarten.
Winter in Candyland takes place Saturday and Sunday from noon to 4 p.m. Now let's go ahead and meet our pet of the week, Stark. This playful and goofy brindle and white pit bull mix is 1 year and 5 months old with lots of joy and love to give. He's adventurous, clever, and all puppy energy at heart. He gets enthusiastic zoomies, oh, I love that, and loves a gentle wrestle, but knows how to sit on command and is ready to learn more. He hopes to be in an active household where he can expel his energy and cuddle up when he's tired.
If you want to meet Stark, I know I do, you can find him at the Jackson County Animal Shelter. Their operation hours are on your screen now, and Stark's adoption fee has been waived. It's recommended that he meets any other dogs he may live with to ensure that they could be friends, and his compatibility with cats is currently unknown. But once he finds his place in a new home, he's sure to be a playful, cuddly, and loyal companion.